Guys, welcome to the podcast. I'm just getting everything set up and ready to go. Just give me 2 seconds. Hope everybody's having a good time. We'll get started here in a minute. Recommended, balanced, saved. Let's do entertainment. What? You ready?
Yep.
We're live.
On the YouTubers.
On the YouTubes. We are live. Ready for action. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Thought Process. I'm your host, Shawn Wayne. And then you got your co-host, which is up here in this corner, Dylan Hall.
What's up?
Welcome back, everyone. It's been a fantastic weekend. How about yourself, Dylan? You had a fantastic weekend.
It was snowy and cold and wet. Didn't do too much, but it was pretty good.
So, are we live?
I don't know. I don't see it. That's what I was looking for.
I don't see it either.
Because I got hair in this one.
Oh, it's because it's unlisted.
Aww. Had to start all over. Finally.
Hey, everybody.
Now we're live.
Now we're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Thought Process, episode 7. Who thought it would get this far? Not me, not Dylan. I'm your host, Shawn Wayne. And over here in the corner, up here, is your host, Dylan Hall. How you doing, Dylan?
Good. I feel like I just did this.
We had a little bit of a technical difficulty. I am going to admit that. That was my bad. That was my fault.
Wasn't my fault. I'm just over here.
That was my fault. We started the live, and I thought we was live, so we was just sitting there, talking away. And we'd never seen it pop up on YouTube, so we were like, is it going? What's going on here? So, but we got it figured out. We got it figured out and ready to go. So, oh my goodness, come on, phone.
I can see me. Wait.
In there, in the corner? Yep, right there.
Hi. It's not a tiny picture. That's actually me.
It's actually me. How's everybody doing today? Corey! Hey, Corey.
What's up?
Happy you dropped by. How are you doing?
He loves us. He's the first comment.
So, Corey and them will be doing their first live on YouTube this month, and in the next few days, actually.
Figured it out where they can do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's essentially the same way we do it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll get more viewership.
Well, they won't.
Or watch hours.
Yeah, they're going to get more. They're going to get hopefully a huge amount of watch hours from this. That's what we want, is the watch hours for them. More watch hours means better advertising, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
Better advertising. Oh, you didn't know that, Corey?
What? Surprise.
Happy
New Year.
So, sorry about that. We're going to do, this is a quick shout out to Corey and the Yoder's Talk crew. We're doing an exclusive Yoder's Talk live event on YouTube. Exclusively on YouTube. So, that'll be this month. Sorry, Corey, I did not bring you in on that little detail there. Better get it on my schedule. Oh, yeah, it'll be 100%. I think we're going to figure that out tomorrow, actually.
We're not going to tell you about it. He's just going to surprise you.
Here!
Going live.
Hey, Ebon, I mocked you. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We wanted to talk about like traveling and stuff like that because we always Dylan's traveled a little bit, and I've always wanted to travel. I've traveled a little bit too, but I've always wanted to just travel. You know what I mean?
See the world.
Don't leave, Yvonne. I wanted to not see the world necessarily, but I have
See the country.
Check out, I love this talk show. I haven't necessarily wanted to. Well, you need a passport. Oh yeah, definitely. I need to go get it. I've not.
I thought you were supposed to get that last year.
Yes, I was.
Go to Africa.
Well, I wouldn't have time to get it, so that's why they like delayed me going to get my passport, or me going to Africa. And so I was like, okay, I've got plenty of time. And then they told me, they were like, oh, we're going in March. I was like, I should probably go get my passports. So I got to go get that as soon as possible. Corey was supposed to run me through the ringer of a passport as well.
I heard it takes a minute. Sometimes it's difficult.
Yeah, I want to expedite it so that I get it. Ticking clock, 100%. I need to go get it. I'll make it a priority to go get my passport. It's called Google. Well, thank you, Corey.
Thought it was called Corey Googles and Explains.
There you go.
In his podcast.
This is not the podcast that we wanted to do this week. We had a little bit of a cancellation. So
we're used to that.
We're used to that. We are here, and we come up with the subject on the fly. So I hope you guys enjoy us talking about our traveling stuff. I don't know how to explain that.
Our explorations.
Our exploration over the years.
Maybe future plans to travel.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Me and you got to go to New York by ourselves for a week. So keep that in the back of your mind. Oh, yeah. There's no choice. You're going. I don't care what you say. I'm buying the tickets. So what are you going to do? You gotta experience it, Dylan. It's so good.
Just don't know. I ain't a big city people person.
Oh, come on. You got to do it
like
once.
The sightsee stuff.
I mean, I know we'll sightsee. Me and Josh sightseeing when we went.
There's a lot of people there, though.
So?
I don't like people.
Dude, you know the amount of people, it's hard to fathom how many people are there, actually. So, like, the amount of people in one corner is, like, insane. Like, it's hard to comprehend, like, how many people are in New York. Like, especially when you get in Times Square and there's just people everywhere. It is, it's a weird situation.
Everybody wants to see it.
Yeah, because it's cool.
Experience it.
I've experienced New York twice, and it's been fantastic both times. One time was me and Josh. We were kidding around and bought tickets by accident, so we had to go. And then we landed in New York, and we were sitting in the airport and was like, where do we go from here? So we had to kind of like figure it out. That was a situation. And we walked the entire city. That was pretty cool. The second time we went, it was a little more structured, a little more money. And we had an agenda and a plan, so it was really structured. And Ubers, because we could afford those. So,
it's not like you to have a plan.
Yeah, it really ain't. I usually jump into stuff head first and hope Dylan can pull me out, because sometimes it is hard to swim when it comes to that kind of stuff.
I'm here.
Yeah. I really do want to go to New York with you one day, Dylan, and it just be us, and we just like going around and having fun.
By that time we're supposed to take the Hood Rat Miata to New York.
Yeah. I'll have it back one day and we'll do it. I will say, driving it to Huntsville and back, and we were sitting there watching the temperature gauge kind of bump, you know, I was like, this probably wouldn't make it in New York.
And not hearing anything but the exhaust.
Oh my gosh. We should have had like, I don't know, earplugs or something, because that was awful.
That was rowdy.
So bad. So rowdy.
Go more than an hour. It would have been real bad.
Yeah. So
ears would have been ringing.
Yeah. Have you been anywhere that New York's my place. I love New York. I would go there all the time. Is there a place like that you have?
I don't know. Can't really say.
Can't really
I
say?
just like,
I thought you liked Colorado for some reason.
I did. I did a little. It was like the Durango part of Colorado.
Yeah.
I liked it pretty good. And then some of like the New Mexico was pretty cool. Some of Arizona was pretty neat. Because I went to Canyon de Chelly in Arizona.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool. Just the big, like, looking into the canyons, which it was like similar to Grand Canyon, but just like you're trying to process in your head, like visually looking at it. It's so huge, like your eyes just like, it's hard to even understand what you're looking at. Makes your head hurt looking at it. It was fun.
Yeah. Is it like trying to process? Do you like that better, or would you like go into like well, you've already said you don't like real big cities and people, but would you like to see like skyscrapers and stuff? Because I have a similar scenarios when we got out of the what do you call it, the train, the big hub or whatever. When you get out of there and you start walking around and you see like these aisles of buildings that for as far as the eye can see, you can't process it. It's like golly, like this is real, and I'm here at the bottom of this skyscraper.
Yeah, I can imagine it's the same concept as looking up, or maybe going up in the skyscraper and looking down. It's the same with flying. Like when you're flying, looking down, you're just like, everything's so tiny. It's like it's hard to process everything that's down there.
When we flew over New York, because they flew over Manhattan, there was like you could see the city, and it was just like you could see the city. Dylan's sitting here pointing at himself in the corner or waving.
See myself.
You could
Little
see
picture-in-picture action.
Yeah, there you go. It's like two Dylans, one Shawn.
Double down. Get the good stuff.
There you go.
Always.
But yeah, looking down at the city and you're like, golly, that looks so small. And then you get down in the city and start walking around or whatever. That's like,
it's pretty neat.
It's pretty crazy.
So we flew into Albuquerque. Albuquerque's like a really big, like it's a big spread out city area. And I remember flying into there at night. It's like you could see all the city lights and stuff, and it was really neat.
Both times. No. Every time we flew, besides once, I think it was at night. No, it was morning time when we left New York. That's right, because we left at like, I think it was like 8 in the morning or something like that.
Is that the first time you flew?
No, I've flown many a times. The first flight I ever flew was with.
They let you fly?
Surprisingly.
Flight simulator?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm late. Hey, Travis, thank you for jumping in. Appreciate you being here. We flew. I can't remember the first time I flew. The second time I flew, I went to New York with Josh. That was a scary situation.
I don't remember your first flight.
My first flight was to from Birmingham to Nashville, but it was with backstage.
That's a weird flight.
Or not Nashville. It was Kentucky. Somewhere in Kentucky.
I was about to say, you could drive to Nashville in 2 hours.
Yeah, it was like 2 hours, yeah. My first flight was
drive an hour
there.
south to fly an hour north, and you'd have been there if you just drove.
Well, we were coming back from Mobile.
Okay.
Because we had I don't know what you call it. It's like it's not a vacation Bible study thing, but it's something along those lines where kids get together, sing, and dance, and there's interpreters that come out there and talk and with their speeches and stuff like that.
Like a youth rally.
Yes, it's like a youth rally. So we were there, and I was the LED guy there and putting up the LED walls, and I was using a camera. I was like toting a Blackmagic camera, like in, watching people or filming people or whatever.
Yeah.
And we left Montgomery and hit Birmingham, and my boss was like, all right, we're flying. I think we flew to either Kentucky or the one above it. I can't remember.
That was your first time?
Yeah.
How intense was it?
And then I rode with Matt back in the box truck, which
was you
sucked.
Nervous?
Huh?
Was you nervous?
Yeah. I got this feeling like when the plane took off, it like I guess the G-force was like pushing me down.
Yeah.
And then I feel that every time we would take off because they're taking off at like a real fast speed or whatever, and it's putting you in the seat.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's about the worst part, other than turbulence.
Yeah. Well,
which really they say getting to the airplane itself is the worst part.
Yeah. I never experienced anything bad. But they did land sideways when I rode with Josh, or when me and Josh went to New York. Yeah, it was like they landed
coming in
sideways.
Drifting.
Yeah. And it like shook the whole plane.
Had like a side crosswind or something they had to land with.
I don't know. It was
what it was.
It was a weird situation. But
first time we flew, I can't remember because we went to New Mexico twice because we did Vacation Bible School for Navajo kids.
Yeah.
When I was younger, and the first time we flew, it was mom and dad, and like we was all on the big 4-wide plane, 747, and there's a bunch of military people with us. They were just flying across too, because we did jump flights both times. I can't remember which one we did first, but one time we flew to Colorado, and then was a jump flight to Albuquerque,
mm-hmm.
and then the other time was into Dallas, and then over to Albuquerque, and then we'd drive like 2 hours west to get out to the Gallup, New Mexico, where he's doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I remember the first flight, the jump flight we was on, was all the military people, and my mom was pretty freaked out about it. She was like panicking, and I was sitting beside a guy that was going with us, and he's an anesthesiologist. He was at CRMC. His name was Michael Jackson. So like, first time I ever flew was beside Michael Jackson. Got to ride with him. We had fun with that the whole time.
Yeah.
And we flew over, and Mom was. We had to circle the airport a couple times before we could come into land. So every time we would bank, Mom was just like freaking out. Everybody's like, it's making it so much worse. Like, it's not bad till you get on there and somebody's freaking out.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible, but she was pretty panicked about it. So it made me a little bit nervous. But everybody there was like, it's fine. It's what's going on. We didn't hit much turbulence, but after that one, she was okay. So, but it was fun. Flying through. I think the first year we went through Colorado, the jump flight was through Colorado.
Yeah. And
then come down, but the first plane was a big one, and then the second one was like the smaller, like maybe like 2-seat wide. Is a little bit smaller plane.
Yeah. So yeah, me and Josh, we went to New York, and the flight there, they landed sideways. I guess you call it. Corey said crosswind, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And then, hey, Josh, he just jumped in. He said hello. But yeah, we landed like sideways, and then the flight that back wasn't so bad. And so that wasn't a big deal. And then on the plane with the family, I had to sit by myself with random strangers. And then the kids and Taylor slept, or not slept, but stayed together. And then that was I think Josh, because AJ was a lap kid, so she got to sit with so their whole family got to sit together.
Yeah.
And then so it was like I was like looking across, and I was like just with strangers over here. But I got a window seat. I love the window. I gotta see.
Yeah, the window's cool.
Yeah, so I have
to see everything.
Yeah,
and flying out that way, it's you're going over all those farmlands, and everything's just perfectly square. Like, here's a square farm, there's a square farm.
Yeah.
And you can see them all, and then you can see, like, the agricultural water, like their sprinklers that have, like, the lines for the sprinkler to turn out. So then there'll be, like, patterns in the fields according to what they're growing, and then all of them would be different colors. So if like, what their crops was, and it was pretty neat.
So if you fly over, like, Miami...
Mm-hmm.
You'll see that or flying from Miami to, because we flew from when we were doing shows with Backstage. We left Birmingham, went to Dallas, did a show there, and went to Miami, did a show there, and then we went to Chicago, did a show there, and come back. So while we were in Miami, which was really cool, me and like buddies got to run around and enjoy Miami. And it was scary too, because we wasn't in like the best. I didn't feel like we was in the best neighborhood, but we could have been fine. But we were like running around Miami. We thought that was really cool. And then getting to go over Florida is like a crazy look, because like that's
with the
all
water and stuff. I've never been anywhere that was kind of over water other than like lakes and stuff. Because we come to Texas. And that was cool because that's like a lot of big cities there. You got Houston and Dallas and Fort Worth and all that stuff's in there coming
Yeah.
into Texas. And that was a really cool airport too, because it had like a, what do you call that thing? You get in it and you ride it. It's almost like a subway, but it's above ground. I can't remember what I think it's called.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's like a trolley kind of thing, but it's above ground. You get on it and ride to like the next place you need to be at.
Yeah.
And then I remember Colorado had all of the floor escalators.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I had my skateboard and stuff, because I always took my skateboard with me when we went to New Mexico. So I'd like stand on my skateboard and like get on the escalator that's going across the floor like I was skating through the lobby. There was the USA basketball team, I think, was at Colorado when we went through there.
Yeah.
We got to see all those people. That's pretty neat.
There was those little escalators, all through the airports that we had went to, and I was just like sitting on my bag and just like cruising.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was
and then there was
neat.
like long like carpet hills, you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Which is they were like not so slanted that you would just like roll, but like they were slanted enough to where you could just like roll forever.
Yeah.
And you just have to correct yourself every now and then. It was actually really neat.
Yeah, the Colorado part was cool because you said the Rocky Mountains and stuff.
Oh yeah,
coming through there and landing in there and then flying over.
Yeah.
And then the Texas, I kind of remember a little.
I think Corey's first flight was to Africa.
That'd be a big one.
Yeah, it was. I think they said it was.
Probably had a jump flight and then went to Africa.
I think it was 17 hours.
Yeah, I'd be sleeping on that thing.
That was
That's
his
some
first flight.
Jet lag.
I think that was his first flight.
Closer
Corey,
to-
you could correct me if I'm wrong.
Closer to Jesus in more ways than one. Here we are.
Yeah.
So I always told the people when he's flying.
Though that would be a 17-hour. I think I'm gonna have to do it, and definitely got to get my my passport and everything ready to go. But
Yeah, but some of them turbulent. I remember turbulence in some of them, and like the fallout. Sometimes you'll hit like a fallout and you fall, and that stuff is pretty scary sometimes.
we felt like on planes. I felt like bumpy situations, but I've never felt like a real bad, like
Yeah, fallout.
like something like
Some
that.
of them's
Where it's
pretty
like
rough.
it
We hit
scares
some
me.
pretty turbulent, but I mean it was similar. Like we went on a cruise with my brother.
Yeah.
And went to Cozumel. We were supposed to go to Calica, but then the current was too strong to port, so we just stayed at Cozumel for a couple of days, and like that was hitting some waters, and like the whole entire ship is a rocking.
Yeah.
And there's like a bunch of like the Filipino people that were working. All their workers are foreign people. They always hire foreigners to work the ship, and they're like, bunch of honeymooners on here. I mean, it was rocking too. Like stuff was sliding all over the place, and that was like it's a real similar feeling. Like you kind of feel helpless. You're like, oh, we're just gonna have to ride it out, just rocking around.
Yeah.
But we didn't go. I was like into high school when we went on the cruise. It was pretty fun. I got sunburned first day, so I stayed out. I stayed out after that. I put on sunscreen.
Yeah.
But like the first stop was to go snorkeling. So of course it washed it all off, and we was on dune buggies, so there's no roofs, and we rode around like the whole island, and we went on the backside, and there's a guy like made us some guacamole, like homemade guacamole, and ate, and we played in the sand there, and then come back around, and like by the time the end of the day I was baked.
Yeah.
And then the next day we come back and we rented a Jeep because we didn't know what to do because we already did what we wanted to do there.
Yeah.
We were supposed to go to Calica, but we couldn't, so we come back to Cozumel. So I didn't know what I was going to do, so we ended up renting a Jeep and pretty much driving the same path but just doing our own thing.
Yeah. Dude,
But I was cool.
I've always wanted to do a cruise, but like obviously it's a vacation, right?
Yeah.
Like you take a week, you get on a cruise, and you're cruising to wherever you go, and ain't it like free drinks or something like that? Boy,
Other
that
than
would
the
be-
the alcohol, that's how they make most of their money is the alcohol.
really?
But like your meals and I think most of the other stuff is included. But the alcohol is where they make their money. They'll push alcohol hard to make their money. Because that's when we were on there. We were kids, so but they had like all you can eat ice cream bar. So like me and Cody was like making ice cream cones. They were like this tall, knowing we couldn't eat it.
Yeah.
And they had like a 24/7 pizza place you could get pizza from, and then they just had like 5-star restaurants. There's like 2 of them. It was a real tiny Carnival cruise ship. It was like the small one.
Yeah.
And there's like 2 restaurants, and you can go, and then I remember Cody got like escargot and veal and all kinds of foreign foods, like stuff you'd never get to try. And
Yeah.
it was all kind of included. So
I've always been really scared of trying like foreign food as well. And even now more so now
yeah, definitely more now.
because they went to Florida. Yoder's Talk went to Florida. Like Corey and Clinton and not Florida. Goodness gracious. Africa. Yeah. Corey and
it's almost the same place.
Yeah. Corey and Clinton they all went to, and Lyndon and everybody else, Conrad, they all went to Africa. And they were telling me like, "Oh yeah, we had to eat like bull intestines and stuff like that." And I was like,
I'd do it.
I'll eat the peanuts. I'm not eating
like,
bull intestines, brother.
They'll cook a bunch of stuff with like the lime and stuff like that. That'll kill off bacteria. That's a lot of the reason like your Mexican foods and stuff have the lime juice and lemon juice, because acids and stuff will kill off any bacterias.
Yeah.
In the food. So
that's what I'll eat. Like, well, over here, it's hard to. I don't think there's really authentic.
Not too much authentic.
Yeah.
Some of it was pretty authentic,
but I'm not a type of person that likes to try stuff. So I was scared about, because I was like, well, if we go to Africa, we'll have to drink water and stuff, and I was really scared about drinking water.
The water's like, even in traveling, like when we went to New Mexico and stuff, like you get out there and like sweet tea doesn't exist. They don't know what sweet tea is. Like you have hot tea up north, cold, sweet tea in south. Like out there, it's like they didn't even know. Cracker Barrel's the only place that had sweet tea, and I think they had to make it for us. And then I'll just drink we just get the water, but like if it was tap water, it tasted so bad.
Yeah.
The tap water tasted disastrous. And even like going from like Coleman to like even out here to Moulton, like drinking the tap water from Moulton, because I've always drank tap water, but it tasted different, and it took getting used to. So everywhere is different, just where the water source is and how it's, filtered and
they were telling me like they have like a filtration system over there, and like they all drank it, but they were like before they had left, they were like, oh yeah, we're not supposed to like drink the water over there because it's like real bad. It could, if you don't drink it through the right filtration, like you could get really sick. And I was like, what are they just risking it all the time, or like, what are we supposed to drink? And then I seen like Corey and all them. I seen Corey and all them. They were drinking like, they have like Mountain Dews and stuff over there. So I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. I could probably stock up on those or something. But they said they tasted a little different than they do here.
Yeah, because they got real sugar, and like they have stuff they can't add into foods and stuff that's outlawed, like red dyes and yellow dyes and stuff like that. They can't add.
Yeah. So that's was my main concern about like traveling, and like not traveling just like in the United States or whatever, because you could like go to a store and get like a soda or something like that, or a Smart Water, a Fiji water or whatever. But like once you get over there, it's like
be totally different.
It's totally different. It's like, oh man, do they have like Dr. Peppers, or do they have Mountain Dews? Because I don't want to drink the water. And then like, do they make them here? It's always like a weird situation when it goes there. You got 2 Dylans there.
I know.
I see
you
2.
missed the early show commentation.
Yeah. Yeah. There's Dylan here, right there.
Yeah. I'm in the background.
And there's Dylan there. But yeah, we have got to go. I've got to take you to New York one day, and it's just me.
I'd like to go see
the bros. Just the bros in New York running around.
It always seems like how they portray it on social media. So like it's a scary place, and
it's
especially
not.
all the
people. You know how Josh is. You know how Josh is.
Yeah.
Josh almost got in a fight with a hot dog stand guy. He was like, "I give you a 20." The guy was like, "No, you'll give me a 15." He was like, "No, I give you a 20. You better get my money back." And the dude stepped out. Like it started count. He was like making Josh look like kindergarten. He was like, "This is 1. This is 2." He's just counting out the money, dude. I was like, I don't know, man. I just know I'm wasted, and we're ready to get the train because like the last train leaves at like 1:30 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, or something like that. And we live in Terrytown, or not live. We're staying in Terrytown at a hotel, which is like it's like an hour away from Manhattan.
Yeah.
Because it was the cheapest place to stay or whatever. So me and Josh, we're like trying to get to the train, and Josh is arguing with this guy. We're all pretty wasted, and like I fell into the road, and a cop like helped me up. He was like, "You good, man?" I was like,
Yep.
Right. He like helped me up, and he was like, "Well, go catch your train." I was like, "Okay." Like that's how like laid back everybody is there. Like a cop like helped me up and was like put me on the curb and was like, "Yeah, be careful." Yeah. So. And I even took a picture with the cops. Like I was like took a selfie. I was like, "Hey, I'm from Alabama, and I like do not see New York cops. Can I take a picture with you guys?" He was like, "Sure." I was like, "Okay."
How out of my night?
Yeah. They're just like on the corner, like, dude. They probably get it all the time,
Yeah, constant tourism.
Yeah,
used to it.
So we make it back to the train right before it leaves. Getting on there, and the guys coming through and scanning our tickets and stuff, and then the train leaves. And we make it back, but that was pretty intense night because we got there at 11 in the morning, and we walked around, sightseed, and dude, we hit the first bar at like I don't know 11:30, 12.
In the day?
Yeah, during the day we hit the first bar, and then we hit the second bar like. Probably 15 minutes later because we were just walking and we see a bar. Our deal was we see a bar, we walk in and take drinks or shots or whatever. Dude, I spent $1,500 on alcohol, and it was insane.
Sounds expensive.
It was very expensive. When I went back and like looked through my transaction, it was like $1,500, and Josh was like looking at his transaction. He was like, "Yeah, well, I spent like $1,300," and then like Blake, he like went through and he spent a lot. He spent a lot because he was buying our shots and stuff too. Like we would go into a bar and he'd be like, "I got it, it's on me." So he was spending. I think he spent close to like $3,000 on us, like walking around and stuff, which is wild. But he wanted to show us a good time, so that was really cool of him. But yeah, we
just unsure about the big city stuff. I mean, seeing the stuff would be cool, but I've always kind of like we've always went nature route. Like
yeah,
we've always. Either the beach or the mountains, and I'm really not huge on the beach. I mean, I kind of like.
I remember seeing a video.
Stuff
I remember seeing a video of your mom and dad, and you traveling, and there was a video of you jumping off this massive cliff. Probably would never do that today. You jumped off this like massive cliff.
I would still.
Dude, it was bigger than Big Bridge.
I think that was
because you could count.
It was high falls.
Yeah, you could count like 3 seconds before you hit the water. And in Big Bridge, you can only count like 1 second and you'd hit the water.
Yeah, that was high falls. That's down there where I can't remember. It's where you get on top of the mountain. You can see like 5 counties.
Yeah.
Lookout. I think it's Lookout Mountain's what it's called.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with names. I can't remember nothing.
Well,
but that High Falls is not far from there, and we went to that place, and then ended up going down to High Falls, and I jumped off of it. There's a bunch of people like they were doing like backflips and stuff off of it. To us.
That's insane.
I didn't feel so significant. And there's like one part you could climb the wall, but you had to literally climb the whole wall to get to it. And I was like, I'll jump in. I think it's on my YouTube.
Yeah, it is. That's the video that
like
I
the only thing on my YouTube.
yeah. It's literally like you just and you can count like 3 seconds before you hit the water. It was massive.
It was a big jump.
So,
but it was fun.
But the big city, I don't know. It's not as bad as you would. It's not as bad as you would think it would be.
Yeah, I think it's just the people in general. Because like you're out in the nature, I guess you kind of gotta be scared of the environment when you're out in nature.
Yeah, I would say it's worse.
Just worry about people.
Yeah, I would say it's worse now, or not now, but it's worse. When we went because of all of the. I don't know if I should like go into this, but I mean we'll just touch on it a little bit, so like we don't get demonetized or whatever. But there was a lot of the apartments were free to a lot of people.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't want to like get myself demonetized over that, but there was a lot of apartments free to a lot of people, and there was a lot of crime rate there. And
that's what always I see and worry about.
So we went through those areas. We were like walking through those areas and stuff like that. And it was kind of sketchy, but they had just mentioned that somebody threw a window of the top floor.
Someone out of a window.
Yeah, and they hit the ground, and I was like,
which is
that
always
just
happened.
happened?
It's always been proven to be a negative. Like even way back when I was, younger,
Yeah.
we went out to New Mexico because Gallup is like where the reservation is.
Yeah.
And it's basically given like Navajo people, they have their own reservation. So they pretty much live on the reservation they don't pay anything to live on the reservation, but then there's nothing out there.
Yeah.
There's no work. There's nothing they can really do. So the crime rate was like the highest crime rate like anywhere around there was in that place just for that reason because they have no purpose. They're just freely living there. So the crime rate was huge. So we constantly have to be on high alert because I remember sitting in Taco Bell and people was like coming up to the windows and stuff and the car, and like we'd be swimming in the pool, which they had a indoor pool.
Yeah.
And we'd be in there swimming in the pool and stuff, and there'd be people like drunk, and they'd just be like wandering up to the window, like looking in the window at our stuff through the pool window and stuff where we had our stuff sitting in there. And it was pretty scary.
Yeah, that would be like, dude.
Yeah, because alcoholism was huge too, because they like got nothing to live for. They just have their reservation, and they don't have a good job. They just get paid just a tiny amount, and there's people like stealing power from each other and on the reservation.
Hey, that happened to me. Or not power, but we lived over on that subdivision. We had a lady stealing water from us. She hooked up. Her boyfriend hooked up to my outside faucet, which was in the backyard. Our backyard was like this big, and you could only fit the AC unit that was back there. So I didn't think there would be anything wrong back there. But they unhooked my water hose and hooked their water hose up and ran it down the fence line and then into their window. And I always thought it was weird. I was like, man, why they got a water hose running into the window? And
it was coming from your house.
Yeah, it was 100% coming from my house. So yeah, that was that's another
scary
story. I'd like to hit on that in a later podcast later on.
Then the traffic's always terrible.
Yeah, the traffic was super terrible. We had to go.
Kind of thing.
We had
Especially
to go.
The beach. There's always traffic coming back from the beach.
Yeah, in New York, we had to go.
Accordion effect.
Yeah.
Speed up, slow down. Speed up, slow down.
In New York, we had to go 0.8 miles, and it took us an hour and a half. That's how much traffic there was.
That's terrible.
And they don't care, dude.
Thought Atlanta was bad.
Yeah, dude, they don't care. They'll like swerve and hit you, and they got like actual bumper pads on their bumpers because
so they can hit you.
So they can hit you, like because they know you're gonna get hit, so they keep the bumpers covered with bumper pads. It's actually pretty wild.
I've seen somewhere like foreign countries and stuff where there's no law. Like the buses will about run you over and stuff just to pick people up, and they'll just crash. All the buses are all crashed.
I don't think the foreign countries have insurance and stuff they have to deal with.
Yeah, or laws.
Yeah,
or
laws or anything like that.
So
because I know in
less
Africa,
organized.
all the videos that Yoder's Talk brought to me from Africa was like just if you want to look at it like this, it's a lawless activity, just like driving around, just cutting people off, hitting each other. Like it was just lawless activity. It's like, man, they don't have if you're doing that, you don't have insurance. They don't care. They're just driving around, and a lot of people are driving bodas, which are motorcycles, over there, and it's like the most popular form of transportation because you can just weave in and out because there's so much traffic. It's so hard to fathom the amount of traffic. And then you get to like New York or something, and like New York's just a small square, and you put all this traffic in there, and you're like, oh, this is crazy.
Yeah, chaos.
Yeah, like how do delivery drivers like deal with this on a daily basis?
It'd be terrible.
It'd be terrible.
It's like being outside. Nature. Get around, move around.
I'll tell you what. You come to me with New York, and I'll go to a nature's place with you.
Yeah, we went to the beach. We did a vacation to the beach last year.
I haven't been to the beach in a while. Well,
it was still fun. I still had fun. We got to fish and just kind of more relaxed. I like to relax. I don't like a bunch of the time it'll be hustle and bustle. You go to the beach, you want to drive and like see a bunch of places and do a bunch of stuff, and you don't really rest at all. It's like I really didn't do nothing. Feel like it was work instead of getting rest. But we actually rested when we went. We did a couple of spots, but we actually got to relax and rest, and it wasn't so bad. And then hanging out, and I didn't fish much. I watched them fish. So
I'm not a big fisherman, so I probably wouldn't.
It was pretty fun watching them fish. I didn't fish much, but I hung out with them and watched them fish and just watching all the kids and stuff play and hang out together was fun. So but I like the mountains. I'd rather go sit like on a lake in the mountain or something, relax and be on the water or swim or something like that.
I would like to make one of those
to waterfalls.
Yeah.
Like that.
I would like to make one of those videos where you like unzip the tent and then like there's like a bunch of mountains and stuff in the background.
Or the grizzly bear.
Zip it back up.
I've seen some with like moose and stuff. He's unzipped it and the moose was right there. And then one was like a big old like Kodiak bear. He unzipped it and it's just right there. He's like, oh, I crap myself. The tent would be moving. I'd be growing legs and running.
I've seen this video of I picked the wrong trail, and like the night camera picked up like two bears like walking. Like one walked in front, it was little, and then you had like a coyote run by or wolf or something, and then this massive grizzly bear like walks up and like looks at the tent. And it's like, this guy's about to die, but he just like walks off.
Then you see them like people on bikes riding, and like there'll be a bear chasing it.
Yeah,
or
that's scary.
Same one with the drone with the bear chasing it.
Yeah.
And then that guy's snowboarding, like he don't even know, like he's out there snowboarding.
Yeah, not a care in the world.
Bear's like right behind him, like you just fall.
Holding the
dead.
camera, and and obviously they don't have like a selfie. Like a DSLR flops out and you can see behind you, but they had like a GoPro. There's like holding it up like this.
Those situations.
Just snowboarding, and there's a bear behind them, and they had no idea. And she's like cruising down the thing. She's like, "Woo!"
Yeah,
just like
vibing.
Jumping a little bit, just vibing. Yeah, just cruising. And the bear's like getting closer and closer. Eventually, like give up, and I'm sure they looked at the footage and was like, I almost died.
Yeah, my demise was that far away.
Yeah,
but you never know. I mean, that's the same with passing cars every day. You're 3 foot away from them, so
100%.
What's going to happen? So
now the one thing I did want to do, it was on my bucket list, and I got to do it, is ride bikes in New York. That's been on my bucket list for a long time. I see a bunch of videos of people doing it all the time, and it's just like super cool to see bikes riding around in New York and weaving in and out of traffic and stuff.
Yeah.
And finally, Blake is like, he did not want to do it. He hates traffic. He hates bikes, and he didn't want to ride a bike. He said, "You'll die." I said, "Well, I got to do it. Like, if I die, I die. I got to do it. It's on my bucket list." And so,
experience it.
Yeah, you got to experience it. And so finally, he was like, "All right, let's get some bikes, and we'll go to the ferry." And I was like, "Okay." And I looked at Josh, and Josh looked at me, and he knew exactly what we were about to do. And because Josh, the same attitude as me. And Blake on the sidewalk, he like cruises by, and then me and Josh hit the traffic. We're just
weaving.
We're just like traffic. Weaving like soup,
yeah.
It was. We were nuts.
Feel like you're in a movie.
Yeah, it was crazy, and people were honking the horn at us and screaming stuff, and it was like, this is sick. Yeah. And we're just like weaving it, like we were just badasses, like cruising around. Yeah, lawlessness. And but yeah, we got to the ferry and went to Staten Island. I thought that was really cool. And then we took a subway back, and it was like in that part of the area, is we call it rural areas.
Yeah,
we were the only ones on the subway, and then it filled up, bro.
Yeah, as he went,
because we were at the end of the station, and it cruised, all the way up to Town Square, and let us out. But it was like, by the time it got to Town Square, they were like shoulder to shoulder with people. Like you were just like, that'd be crazy.
I've been biking in a while. I used to like biking. When I was super little, my aunt used to go to the mountains all the time, and I always take my bike. And they had a camper, and I remember going riding all kinds of trails and stuff, about hitting skunks and just having fun riding my bike as a kid.
Nick wants me to
have a mongoose.
Yeah, Nick wants me to get a bike. Well, we tried to last year. We thought about getting a bike last year and doing some like mountain bike riding, because I wanted to. That's when I was like trying to get in shape, and I was like bulking myself up because I wanted some muscles and stuff like that. And I went through that stage.
My last boss was a hardcore biker. He used to do the Duck River Reservoir and stuff.
That's what Nick wants us to do.
I would die, man.
You think so?
We ran around that on the, that one time.
On the Grums?
Yeah. Illegally.
That was so fun.
It was fun, but dang, we didn't even do the whole trail, and it took so long.
Dude, yeah, we did.
No, we missed the part because we didn't go down by the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
We started on this. Well, we started on this side and come around, and then it was another like mile to go down around the bridge, and we just went home. Because we made it to the dam, and we're like, we're just going to go home.
We started...
Because it was nearly sunrise.
Yeah.
It took so long.
We started at...
We started at the boat ramp.
Yes.
And we're like, we'll go.
Like,
and
if you take the road...
kept going and kept going.
The boat ramp, where the boat ramp ends, if you leave the boat ramp and go that way, you go to Fairview.
Yeah.
And so that's where we were. We were at that boat ramp.
Yeah.
And we all collectively made a decision. it said no motorcycles on this trail, and I was like, can't be that bad, right? So it's like, it's just a trail. We'll be out on the other side, and we'll get on the road, we'll leave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
we wasn't tearing it up.
Yeah, we wasn't
just
tearing
riding
it
it down it. Like, I mean, the Grom's a little 125. It's not like we had a big dirt bike slinging rooster tails and tearing it up. We were just rolling across it.
For street tires.
At like midnight.
On like straight pike motorcycles.
Yeah. And then we hammered on at the end. And I thought, oh, we're out. And so I floored it, and I looked up, and we was in someone's backyard. And
yeah.
Like, oh, no.
Yeah. I don't, to this day, I think somebody was chasing us at one point in time.
Probably yelling at least.
Yeah, it had to, because I swear I saw like a flashlight, and they were like, get out of my yard. And I was like,
yeah. Then we made
I
it
just
to
looked
the
back.
dam.
I just kept going. It's like, what is he going to do?
Yeah. Then we made it to the dam, and we were like, okay, we're done. And we started like leaving the dam, and as we were going across the parking lot and down the road to get out, the trail continued.
Yeah.
And it went down by the bridge.
So we just
and
kept
we're
going.
Like, no, we stopped. We left. We left.
Did we?
Yeah. So we didn't ever go back around. We went home because it was nearly sunrise.
We got to the dam, yes, and we were
Yeah.
on top of the dam.
And then we like ready to go home. So then we just decided to leave. And then when we was leaving, we're like,
because we
the
were
trail
at
keeps
Duck River.
going. Yeah, the trail keeps going, and we never went back because we talked about going back and going down by the bridge,
doing the whole thing.
Yeah, doing the whole thing. But then we had the post the next day about motorcycles riding on the on the trails, and
that somebody was riding motorcycles on the trails, and
I don't know who that was.
We don't know exactly who was riding motorcycles on the Duck River Trail.
Yeah, we think it was somebody else.
Yeah, we think it was, but it wasn't us.
No, definitely not us. But yeah, I couldn't imagine bicycling that, like having to pedal that.
That would be so fun, dude.
It would be so tiring, man. I'd be wore out. I was already wore out from just rolling on it, you know. I couldn't imagine pedaling doing that.
We gotta at least.
It'd be
try
fun.
We gotta try it once, you know. Get out there, and I bet they were dumb people.
Probably.
Three of
them.
Yeah.
One of those three people were.
Dude, that was such a crazy time because it
we
was
go
like
everywhere though. We'd always ride.
Oh, it didn't matter where we went. We
we'd end up
going
middle of
somewhere.
nowhere.
Yeah.
That goes back to the car days though. Like, you know,
we'd always make
ride in
left
the car
turns.
and gaslight would be on, and we'd just get lost. Where to go? Let's go left. And we'd ride around and a little longer, and then let's go right. We'd always end up like right back close to your house or something. And we're like, it's about to run out of gas.
I bet these people put jet fuel in their 125cc. We did.
Is there anything else you'd run? That's what you're supposed to run.
Yeah. I remember we had like a full Grom squad. They were like, let's go to the airport and get jet fuel. I was like, yeah, it sounds like a great idea. Let's do it.
Piston.
Yeah. So we all did it. We were running like, 55, 60 as fast as them Groms would go, dude. Get down there. There's a skydiver, because they stay out there. The skydivers stay there. And we're like, the gates closed. We're like, oh, that's a bummer. We can't get in. So we're like, Justin Young like walks up and like bangs on the door, and like a skydiver answers the door. And he was like, yo, man, what you guys doing? It's like, we're just going to get some gas. He's like, no, that's for airplanes, right? We're like, yeah. Can we get it? Does it take cards? We're all out of gas. We can't go anywhere. And he was like, I guess. He's like, follow me. And he like we pushed our Groms through a hangar, and we went into some office buildings and pushed them through 2 conference rooms, and then out into another hangar, and then outside. So we pulled up and we started pumping fuel into all our Groms. Like Justin Young's paying for all of it too. He was like, come on, hurry up. He like pumping it up, like coming over here. And he would like come over here. And then like we see blue lights turn on and come down the runway. We're like, oh crap, dude. We're done. So the cop pulls up and he's like, what are y'all doing? And we're
getting
like,
gas.
Yeah, so we're just getting gas. He's like, did you break in? I was like, no. Because the guy, the skydiver, he was walking away. He was like, I don't know you guys. He like walked off. I was like, bro. And he was like, I was like, yeah, that guy over there. Let us see. And he was like, okay, I was just making sure like you guys didn't break in. He's like, if you were let in, it's fine. And he was like, just don't get on the runway because I don't want you to get hit by an airplane. And he was like, oh yeah. He's like, there's constant airplanes coming in constantly. This is in Vinemont. Yeah. And he was like, we just don't want you to get run over. And I was like, oh yeah, we're fine. We're just gonna find our way out. He's like, okay, I'll open the gate for you. It was like, oh, okay, cool. So he like opened the gate and we all got out. the fastest Groms in Coleman County was flying through Vinemont. That we were doing like 70, and then Justin Young had a bunch of stuff done to his. He was doing 90. Dude, it was absolutely chaos. Wyatt passed me. I mean, blew my bike.
Blowing flame.
Dude,
down.
it was like his header pipe was boiling red. It was insane. And when we got done, all of our pipes were like this color because it was so hot, you know?
Yeah.
Dude, it was absolute chaos. What up, fellas? How you doing? What's up, Graham Gang? Thank you for joining the podcast, live podcast. How you doing?
On a Monday.
On a Monday.
Monday.
We are restructuring our.
We're winging it.
We got a lot going on this week, so we're restructuring. You know, when these videos come out. They usually come out on Saturdays, and now that we're doing them live, we're like releasing them on Tuesdays. So just going ahead and doing the live on a Tuesday and releasing it because we both got a ton of stuff going on Saturdays anyway.
Getting some tats tomorrow, so we're dancing out.
And then I've got some content I got to make for the next 2 or 3 days. I guess it depends on how well the content goes, but got some content to make. So we decided to go live on a Monday, which is pretty awkward for us, but it's pretty cool at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Get it done.
Every day of the week.
So thank you guys so much for joining us. But yeah, we just got done talking. I'm trying to convince Dylan to go to New York with me, and I will go somewhere with him of his choice. So,
I like to travel out of the country some too, though. See, I've been.
There's nowhere out of the country that I want to go.
Autobahn.
Okay, there's one place I'd like to go, but it's just the Autobahn.
That'd be fun.
There's nothing.
You want to go see the pyramids of Egypt?
Yes, I do.
See?
But is that like how in all reality?
Just a giant inflatable. You could just go there and bounce on it.
How expensive would it be to go to see the pyramids?
Don't know. Once we make it big, we can figure it out.
That is true.
Go hang out.
I would.
Pyramids would be cool.
Let's try to put
like Germany, some of Germany. Yeah. I mean, like stuff like
See, I'm not
where the. You gotta think about like where Top Gear and the Grand Tour, where they go drive all those big swervy roads in the mountains.
Yeah.
And like, that'd be fun.
That
just
would
go rent, like, even if it's like a freaking Miata, man. Just go hit the mountains. Just
that would be my dream.
Be you know, or even like an older, you know, Ferrari or something like that.
Yeah.
Out there, just the nostalgia of hitting the curvy roads. The sceneries and stuff.
Let's put together
road trip would be the ultimate, like just driving something cool.
I think we should try to put together for example, the pyramids. Put together a trip to go see the pyramids just to see how much it would cost. And if it's I know, that's what I'm thinking. If it's reasonable, we should do it.
Yeah, but there's several places I know I'd probably like to see. I haven't studied them and know them off the top of my head.
The pyramids is one thing I would love to do. Now, Germany, I'm not a big. I know you're a big.
The Autobahn would be cool. About the coolest thing in Germany. And
that's the only reason. That's the only reason I would want to go.
Yeah, Italy maybe.
I don't even know what's in Italy.
Italian sports cars.
Isn't it? I'm from like Ireland, or my heritage is from like
Switzerland
Ireland.
maybe. Switzerland.
Go
would be
there,
cool.
check out. PewDiePie lives. He doesn't live in Switzerland anymore. He lives in Japan. Japan would be super cool, but only because of the Pokemon.
That'd be the same as the big city thing. Yeah, there'd be so many people.
I would love to go to Japan
cool to go,
and see where
the car scene.
Yeah, that would be so
Stuff
sick.
Like that would be neat.
That would be pretty cool. The Eiffel Tower, could care less.
Might go get a baguette.
What's a baguette? Is that like a thing that washes a what?
Bread.
Bread?
It's big old, it's like a Subway sandwich.
Yeah.
But sub bread, but it's not cut. It's just a big bread called a baguette. Yeah. Yep. Dubai would be cool.
Dubai. I don't know about Dubai.
You want to go to the tallest building in the world in Dubai?
It looks really cool.
Less about all the supercars there, they have supercars like their Honda Civics over there.
Yeah.
That'd be neat, I guess.
I guess that would be cool to see the cars.
And it's secure. It's super secure. Their law enforcement is so strict and everything. There's several videos here's my wallet and here's my keys to my car, and they just leave it on the hood. And they'll stay going all day long, and they'll come back and it'll still be sitting there. People don't mess with stuff over there.
Yeah.
Super laid back. That'd be kind of neat.
There are some in Mexico, and you could do a cruise to them. Yeah, we were talking about the cruise to Mexico earlier, the first part of the podcast. Is that Is that what washes what? What?
It's so confusing.
I'm so confused.
But yeah, and then I flew, let's see, I've been to New Mexico twice. Then I flew to Indiana. Went and seen the Jasper Engines plant.
Yeah.
That was on a private plane. There was like maybe 10 of us on the whole plane.
Yeah.
It was like 2 seats, and you like face each other, and then one sits up by the captain. I really wanted to sit by the captain. I tried, but I was like the youngest kid because all of them were owners of shops. And then Cody bought the ticket to go, but he never flew, so he chickened out. And you have to put a deposit down. It's free, but you have to put a deposit down in case you cancel. And he was too scared to fly. He's like, "Can I send Dylan?" And he's like, "Yeah." So I was like, "I'll go." So I got off the day of work, and I went and flew, and they picked us up in Huntsville, and we flew into Indiana, like Jasper, Indiana. And,
that would be pretty cool. There was a Jasper guy that
but it's
came
a
around.
prop. It's like a private prop on each side plane.
Yeah.
And it showed like all your speeds and your wind and your height, and they had like a little display to tell you all the information. It was a pretty cool plane.
Yeah.
And then we did the tour of the Jasper plant, and they fed us. And then we come back. I got like a plaque thing at work where they took a picture of all of us.
I think I've seen it.
And then when I graduated Volkswagen Academy, they sent us to Washington, D.C., and when we flew up there, it was a jump route from Birmingham to Atlanta. That was like 30 minutes. Like it's up, down, Birmingham, Atlanta. And then we flew from there to D.C., and that was neat, going around, and they paid for us to go to the Smithsonian, and we got to see all the
I would like
airplanes and stuff in there, because that's where they filmed the Transformers.
Yeah.
That's where the Black Hawk was from the Transformer movie, and they had like a little snippet they displayed there. And then you got to go to Volkswagen headquarters, and it was super neat because it was like they had a big map of like the United States and stuff.
Yeah.
And it would display like people that were searching for cars. Like if they wanted to buy a car, it would like pop up like this person's in this place searching for a car. And it would just constantly pop up with like the algorithm of people looking at new cars and stuff like that on their map.
Yeah.
And they had that black bug from all the commercials.
Yeah.
Like you remember the Das Auto, like the little black OG Volkswagen Bug from their commercials. They had one out front, like in the parking lot entrance area, and then they had one like in front of the CEO's door on like the top floor, and they had to like cut out some windows and stuff to get it up in there.
Yeah.
That was pretty neat.
If we did any traveling besides going and seeing the pyramids, if it's feasible, besides going and seeing the pyramids, I would like to travel around the United States. I've done a lot of traveling around the United States, so I've not been able to jump out and like do some sightseeing, like because we cruised right past like the Grand Canyon, so I didn't even really get out and enjoy it. We just like cruised by it. Route 66, we got to cruise by it. Yeah,
I've been on some of Route 66.
I'd love to do something like that. Cadillac, the Cadillac farm.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
The graveyard.
Yeah, I wanted to go there. I think that would be really cool profile picture opportunity.
Petrified forest would be cool.
And I've been to New York twice, and I know, the points are working. Hey, let's go, guys. You guys can do exclamation point gamble or exclamation point roulette, and you guys can gamble away your points if you want to. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I know I've said I've been to New York several times. I just love New York. I love the way it is. I would 100% go again, and this time I would take Dylan. But I would like to go there. I'd like to go to what's the falls up there? You know what I'm talking about? The big falls up north.
Waterfalls? Oh, Niagara Falls?
Yeah, Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
I think that would be a really cool thing to do. You don't put a space in it, Graham. You have to put like an exclamation point, don't space. There you go. And that should work. You must bet between 1 and 1,000. Hey, Josh, Kelly, and I are both watching. Let's go. I appreciate the super chat of $1.99. Thank you so much.
Hopefully I don't have to eat any glizzy hot dog corn dogs.
Yeah, that's only for the subathon. Can you give me a rundown on the chat games? Yes, absolutely. So on the chat games, if you do exclamation point points, it gives you or he doesn't give you. It shows you how many points that you have. And so what you can do is do exclamation point gamble or exclamation point roulette, and you can gamble your points in chat. And you can lose your points or you can get rich off your points. It's a really cool little chat game that you can do.
Don't do it.
It helps us.
Gamble is bad.
It helps us when people do that because people are chatting and stuff in game and or not in game. It's chatting on while we're streaming, and it helps, So apparently I did it wrong. I think you did. Josh, rolled a 4.
Failure.
You got half of your bet back, so that means you got 500 back.
Wah, wah, wah.
I added that recently, and it's working, so that's really cool. There's more stuff coming to the live stuff, like what we do, because our podcast is going to continue to be live, and then
Triple.
Our podcast will continue to be live, and then of course the subathon that we're going to do a little over a month away. I've got a bunch of stuff coming in for that, like a switcher. I got it, bro.
DJ board?
Switcher? No, not a DJ board. Oh, man, dude. If I could get Luke to come here and we do, like, music, but, like uncopywritten music, if I could get him to, that would be sick. I'll holler at Luke and see.
Triple. Dang, triple with Travis.
Triple to Travis?
Yep.
Say, what did he win? He rolled
Come on down. You got a new car.
Yeah.
Dang, Josh is on a losing streak.
Is he? What the poop? Points. Josh has 646 points. All or nothing, baby. All or nothing.
Graham and Travis got triples, and Josh got half twice.
That's hilarious.
That's what you get for not making it.
He did it. Look.
Ooh, drum
See
roll.
what happens. Drum roll.
Woo!
Oh, he won his bet. He tripled the bet.
Dang, Graham up there.
Let's go. Graham's got 4,000. Good job, Graham. Yo, that's sick. That's actually sick.
Best places in the United States, probably like Canada.
Yeah, we got a
maybe.
little sidetrack there. Sorry.
When we go up to Canada. But Niagara Falls would be cool.
We should be able to go to Canada after it becomes a state.
Yeah, no. Once it just added in. Get a new governor for the state.
Yes.
Head on up there.
There's other places I would like to see. I'd like to see those big trees. You know what I'm talking about? Massive.
Redwoods.
Yeah, the redwoods. And
That's
the
out
bridge.
in California almost.
Yeah, the bridge on California.
The natural bridge.
And
are you talking about the Washington? The
red
Golden Gate Bridge?
Golden Gate Bridge, yes.
Yeah. I think that's in Washington, ain't it?
No. That's in California. Right? Because you cross the Golden Gate Bridge to get to the big redwoods, right?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with it.
It's in Cali. That's what chat said.
I thought it was like in Seattle or something. I think there's another big bridge in Seattle.
Yeah. I would like to do that. Go to see that. And then the little strip beside the beach that everybody walks on, and a bunch of YouTubers go there and stuff like that. And there's a skate park on the beach. You know what I'm talking about? You don't know what I'm talking about?
In California?
Yeah, it's one of the most famous skate parks.
Yeah.
They have to clean the sand out of it every day before they skate. I would like to go skate that skate park and then skate down the strip. That would be really sick.
I'm sure it's
that wouldn't cost nothing.
Yeah, that'd be free.
Yeah, we could fly there and do that 100%. Our next trip. We're going to be some traveling dudes this year.
Maybe.
Great.
We'll see.
It depends on how well the YouTube takes off.
Yes.
That would be sick.
And work and everything else.
Yeah, and work and everything else.
Josh, you can't come. Can't get his almond milk in foreign countries.
Zombie milk?
Almond milk.
Oh, almond milk. I said zombie milk. I was like, bro, what?
No. Foreign countries.
You lost a bet.
Some of the ocean stuff's
not the way I'm
nifty,
gambling.
I guess,
You're not. Do what?
It's a band on the ocean. Some was cool too. The cruise ship. I mean, just the water and seeing the watercolors and stuff like that.
I bet that was so ridiculous.
It was like so blue.
Yeah,
it was fun snorkeling and stuff. Snorkeling's pretty fun. mountains.
Yeah.
Some big mountains. Maybe go to the Rocky Mountains.
That's all west. That's the west side, right?
Yeah.
West
I've been to
side.
most of the mountains. It's like up Tennessee and Kentucky, North Carolina, South Carolina, around those areas. I've been around most of those.
Yeah.
And then, I've hit most of Florida. Been around Florida, stuff like that for the beaches. So it'd be fun to go out that way. Which New Mexico is a pretty cool spot because you can go anywhere. Like you can go a couple hours south, you're at the beach. You can go a couple hours like west, and you're in Arizona. You get like kind of the desert. I mean, you get out there and like the roads like it's just so straight and it goes so far. You're like, this is never going to end.
Yeah.
And then you go a couple hours north, you could be snowboarding. You could be up, in Colorado in the mountains.
Yeah.
Snowboarding it was very neat because we kind of hit all the aspects from out there.
Josh has 0 points.
Hey, Josh, it's only up from here.
The way you earn points is chat. So you have to chat to earn points. And then if you're a member, you earn double or triple points as you chat or something like that. But you got to be a member to do it. That's probably why.
I don't think I'm a member, am I?
Yeah, you're a member. You've been a member for months. You was one of my first.
Does it say how many points you got?
Yeah, it will. So what's triple is 0? I think it's 0, isn't it?
How does it tell you the points?
Like and subscribe.
Oh,
Thank you, Travis.
I don't have any points.
703.
I never chat. I just read the chat.
Well, you've chatted a little bit because you got 703. I didn't
Yeah.
give you points.
That's what I was saying. I don't, everybody else gambled, I guess, got so many.
Yeah. The chat rate was
Gamblers.
up to 8, so I thank you guys so much for that. You guys don't realize this, but you help us out a ton when you sit here and watch us, whether it be AFK or gambling in chat and stuff like that. So we really do appreciate,
Graham going big with 800.
Oh,
What's he
gosh.
going to win?
Come on, baby. Big
It's
money,
gonna
baby.
go
Big money,
down.
baby. Big money.
Give us the quad win.
Got half the bet back. Oh, that's awful.
Just do marbles.
Kayla said that she wants to go to Seattle or
Seattle's
Charleston,
pretty.
South Carolina. I was just in Charleston, South Carolina not long ago. That was
Just
pretty
because
fun.
of watching Grey's Anatomy. Kind of like Seattle. We used to watch that religiously.
Yeah.
That was our show. We haven't watched it in a while. I think when the COVID season was like the last one we watched, right when all that was hitting.
Yeah.
And we haven't watched much since.
Jeez. You lost the bet.
Can't have nothing nice.
Now I can't win. It's rigged. Let me tell you.
Yeah, Seattle would be different.
Oh, yeah,
And there's
100%.
parts of New York that's probably scenic too. It's just like California. I don't know about California because some of the city stuff.
I want to
wouldn't-
see.
like Vegas, probably not. But like maybe some of the vineyards and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That'd be pretty cool to see.
I wanna
the
go-
scenic parts.
I want to go to. California. I want to see it so bad.
Yeah, I think most of like the California itself is.
Let me rephrase that. Just like New York, I don't like their politics.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of their politics. I'm
Or
an
the-
Alabama
the
guy.
people.
I like
most of
Alabama
them was on
politics.
fire. So
Yeah. So, but California in itself is super cool. New York in itself is super cool. That's why we go and visit and stuff like that. Again, we don't like their politics. I just love the place and the vibe that the place puts out. So
that'd be like Canada, eh?
yeah. Nobody's visiting Maine. How's that even a state?
Yeah, or driving most of it, or doing like
It's so
riding a
fun.
motorcycle.
You know how I am. I'd ride a
Yeah.
motorcycle 100%. I would leave right now and go to New York on a motorcycle.
Yeah, that'd be fun to ride.
Yes,
but
it
there's
would.
so many dangerous people now. It's so scary.
Yeah.
Kids and everything else. It's like, God, one idiot take you out. They don't look out for you, so it's a little more nerve-wracking now. But if you could have had the, open space and place to ride, that'd be fun. Especially out west, stuff like that, riding around where there's not a lot of traffic or anything.
You're just out there by yourself, just cruising.
Or even doing like there's some trails.
How do you become a member? You click the first link in my...
You give us all your money.
You can... I think you can either click I think it's the first link in my YouTube channel. Or not my YouTube channel. The first link in my description. You just click that little Shawn Wayne icon, and it'll take you to my member thing, and you can become a member. I'm trying to change it, so if you could, try the $4.99. I'm not saying you could just do it for $1, of course, but if I'm trying to get away from the dollar part of it and do the $2.99 because I don't make much money off the dollar because they take 30%. So I make like out of the 5-6 members that I have right now, I'm only making like $3. So
ballin'.
Yeah. So
if you could, Mountain Dew.
If you could, and you wanted to become a member to make it worth it, please do the $4.99. I don't see the $2.99. Yeah, because I haven't built it yet.
Because you can't do that.
It's like you can't do it yet. I got to build it.
You got to do the extra.
Yeah, if you do the $4.99, I will PayPal you to have the difference.
Yeah.
And then that way you're a member for $4.99.
Whenever you turn 40 years old, we'll PayPal you the difference.
But yeah, I'll PayPal if you do the $4.99. I'll PayPal you the difference
when we hit 100,000 subs.
There you go.
We'll hit you with the difference.
I was waiting on the member thing to pop up if he does become one. That'd be really cool.
All right. You better ready to wrap it up?
Yep, 100%.
Let's get home. It's late.
Yeah, it is.
Tired.
I thought we was just going to go an hour. We went an hour and 10. Thank you guys so much for jumping in chat. You guys kept it rolling. That's awesome.
That was a good subject.
It was very good.
We could have kept going, but I'm kind of tired.
Yeah.
We'll hit more on it some other day.
Yeah. We'll have some guests on.
Hopefully.
We got 2 guests lined up. Today, one just canceled. So be good, fellas. Thank you, Graham Gaming, for jumping in. Thank you guys again for chatting. Again, you guys have no idea how much it helps us. Thank you for the live podcast. Thank you for watching. That's pretty cool. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next one.
Bye. Double bye.
Double bye.
I'll just figure out. I'll grab it.
It's so. There you go, right there. I'll see you guys later.
Bye.